everyone, old school Pokemon here. I'm back again with my usual co-host, Catch 'em All Collectibles, Dan, on the Pokeflips podcast.
In this video, we highlight a clip from our most recent podcast. We hope you enjoy. Follow up, have you guys ever considered being business partners? You might do better if you tag team up. You want to start with that one?
It's going to be really awkward if one of us says yes and the other one says no.
Do you want to start with that one since I started with the other one?
Sure. So first off, I think it would be really hard to go into business with someone when you don't live, like, you can't, like, meet physically. And Dan and I don't live that close to each other.
5 or 6 hours.
Yeah. Yet how many times have you come to visit? So it'd be really tough having to do everything kind of separate and just do like video calls and texting and all of that stuff. And then the other thing is we're both in Pokemon, but we both we're selling the same stuff, but we're also selling completely different things. I do a lot of volume, low cost cards, where Dan does a little bit of volume, but more high value cards. So we're kind of opposites in that regards. I don't think Dan would want to get into the business model of selling low end cards again. I wouldn't want to give that business model up. So that would be a bone of contention between the two of us. And then thirdly, I am very, very controlling. I like everything to be a certain way. It's borderline OCD for sure. So all of my eBay listings, probably nobody's probably ever noticed this, but all of my eBay listings have the exact same format, and I'd want to keep it that way. I wouldn't want to change. I'm very, very rigid like that. So I think it would be tough to have like a business partner that you have to kind of bend to and kind of agree on certain things. So I don't think I could ever do that. There are some advantages to it. Obviously you have additional income, you have a combined income, you have more people working, so you're able to get more work done. But I think it'd be more of a hassle for myself than a benefit.
You're calling me a hassle?
You on the other hand are looking forward to us partnering, right?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we've been partnered for over a year now on this hopefully decent podcast. And I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I think this is a good type of thing to partner on. Maybe there's something else in the future. Maybe there's something else we're not thinking of now in the Pokemon space. Or we both have a history in coins. Like maybe in some future endeavor, we will partner on something additional. But Pokeflips podcast is definitely a partnered business. It's a business that makes no money yet, but it is a business. It's a labor of love. We do have an affiliate link. Feel free to click below if you want both Nick and I to benefit. But yeah, so we're partnered there. Nick, at some point, I mean, terrible time to be looking to buy a house with rates going up and prices are still high, but Nick's looking to buy a house at some point. I have sent him some Zillow links of some houses around the corner from me, and it doesn't seem like he wants to move near me. So I think he likes that 5 or 6 hours of distance between us. But yeah, I mean, a big part of like quitting my job was I want to be the guy, my own boss, the only employee. I like the flow of it. I like the way it goes. I'm never going to do a brick and mortar. I think that's Mason's advice to anyone contemplating opening a store is like, don't. So I'm going to heed his advice and stay online only. But yeah, I'm open to, I mean, we're doing this. There's other things. And I guess even though we are separate eBay businesses, 6 hours apart, I've sent him some consignment stuff. There was a period there where I was like extra buried under a lot of slabs, and I chucked some his way and I chucked some Z's way. Not that that's really like a business partnership, but like I utilized his business in that fashion and made a little video out of it, comparing pitting Nick and Z versus myself, auctioning off some slabs. So yeah, I guess we're not business partners through our eBays directly, but we've made trades. I've bought from him, he's bought from me, and so we support each other's businesses through that means. And that'll continue, I'm sure. So,
but like, so I was taking that question. So my dad used to run a coin shop, and he had a friend who was a big coin collector. And after like 10 years of him having the coin shop, the friend asked, would you ever consider going into business together? We'll be 50-50 partners. We'll take your whole inventory and I'll add inventory plus cash to equal your inventory. So we both own 50% of the business. My dad ended up doing it, and it led to a lot of problems between them two. So that's also where I'm hesitant to ever do something like that, because it led to, there was always disagreements or fights about money, what to buy, what not to buy, and it really hurt their friendship to the point where there was lawyers involved when my dad wanted to leave the business. It wasn't just something that could be worked out between two people that were once friends.
Yeah, and I can see that completely, because like, say I source an amazing collection, like the nature of my business and the way I do it, and I'm sure to some extent yours is similar, but like the Pareto principle, anyone familiar with that? 20% of your customers are 80% of your business. That you're familiar with that?
Yep.
The Pareto principle really applies too when it comes to, like, if I look at my year and like how much money I made in a given year, a lot of times 20% of my plays will lead to 80% of my profits or my gains for that given year. And what if you make a killer score? Like say okay, we look at my inventory is X, yours is Y, whoever's is bigger, we do the whole money thing. Well, now it's like, I want to go on vacation this week with my family, and you're there working an 80-hour week, and you get some huge score, some big collection that comes in, and like that's going to be half of the profits for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the week or two that I'm on vacation, or vice versa. I mean, I could really see where financial strain could come in. And that's where, like, being your own boss, it's so great. Because if you go into work, if you hit something big, if you make a big score, fully and directly, you see all those gains. Like when I worked in my last job, in some ways it's nice, but in some ways it's not. Like, you can go do a mediocre job, and I guess as long as you don't do too bad, you're not gonna, as long as you don't get yourself fired, you make the same amount of money. But it goes the other way too. Like, if you do something really big for the company, if you make it an efficiency gain, if you make an improvement that saves them 6, 7, 8 figures, you don't see even a fractional portion of that oftentimes. Maybe your bonus is a little higher. Maybe you see something a little bit more indirect. But yeah, like that would be 50-50 ownership, but there's no way you'd get the inputs, the time to match perfectly. And then one of the two would be the one sourcing the deal or making the big sale, and it would just become unbalanced. And yeah, it wouldn't be too fun. I feel like different types of businesses might lend themselves better to it. Like if it was like a pizzeria or something, as long as you are putting in equivalent hours over the year, it's not like the pizzeria business. you have better weeks and better days, but not to the extent in this type of business. So
Well,
yeah,
oh, go
if
ahead.
if in a given year, I mean, 2000, there's 52 weeks, 40 hours a week, roughly 2,080 working hours a year. So if you had a pizzeria that made $500,000 and Nick put in 2,500 hours and I only put in 2,000, you can just fractionally work it out and it feels pretty fair. But it would be a little bit tougher to cleanly do that in Pokemon business with an inventory and all that. And like, even if we lived across the street from each other, just
Mhm.
managing all that would not be super clean or easy.
Yeah, it would definitely be tough. But like DFW, they have multiple owners, and they're able to do it. So I think it is something that's possible, but it definitely adds. There's a lot more to it than just having more productivity, more funds available to purchase collections and all that stuff. It opens up a whole other can of worms.
And at the end of the day, like, theoretically, I would have more funds accessible to me to purchase a collection, and so would you. But if either one of us acted on that, because I have what I have and you have what you have today,
Mhm.
tomorrow, if we partner up, we have the combined sum. But if I use more than I had going into it, well, now you feel like you have less to work with. Like,
Yep.
the only way either one of us functionally actually gets more is if we use the other share to some extent. And then do I make a big 6-figure score that I think is great, and it's probably pretty good, but then some 6-figure score happens that doesn't happen the next month because you can't make it because the funds are all over like,
Mhm.
I when I quit my job almost a year ago now, I'm quite confident, unless life can throw anything at you, but I never intend to have an employer or an employee ever again. Like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm partnered with Jake too on the Patreon, the Pokenomics Patreon, and then you're partnered too with Crystal and Palette
Yep.
with your Patreon. And but those are just entirely different kinds of businesses that lend themselves easier to like splitting revenue, I think.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
When you bring in the inventory, and I guess part of it too is like, I don't know what you guys are making over there, but again, what this podcast is making or costing, not making, um, it's pretty easy to split like zero. Zero divided by 2 is 0, right? So the bigger the number is, the harder and maybe the more grievances might come up with the way things are split or whatever. But yeah, like the only partnerships and things that I ever think I'll do would be more of like this nature, just a business that isn't as directly buying and selling.
Yeah, definitely.
Good question though.
That was a fun topic. That was a good one.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I feel bad though now because I know you don't want to work with me.
Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell so you don't miss any more of our future content.
Another way to support the channel, both of our eBays are linked below via an affiliate link. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you all later.